Russia unleashed one of its most ferocious overnight aerial strikes on Ukraine in months, pounding Kyiv and other cities with hypersonic missiles, ballistic rockets, and swarms of drones. At least 8 people, including a 14-year-old, were killed in the assault, Ukrainian authorities confirmed on August 28th. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said another 38 people were wounded, 30 of whom required hospitalization. Several children were among the injured. Calling it a massive attack, Klitschko said dozens of residential buildings, offices and schools were damaged across the capital. Images and video showed apartment blocks ablaze, their windows blown out as thick plumes of smoke drifted over the city skyline. Ukraine's Air Force reported that 4 MiG-31 fighter jets armed with Kinzhal hypersonic missiles took off during the night, unleashing strikes that triggered air raid sirens in nearly every region. Ballistic missile carriers were also launched towards central Ukraine. Explosions rocked Kyiv repeatedly, with one 5-story apartment building reduced to rubble after a direct hit. Beyond the capital, waves of drones and missiles targeted Ukraine's central and southern oblasts, including Zhytomyr, Odessa, and Mykolaiv. Alarms also extended into the western regions of Ternopil, Lviv, and Ivano-Frankivsk, where residents were urged to take shelter. In Vinnytsia Oblast, Russian strikes hit the Intercity plus high-speed train depot in the town of Kozyatin. Ukrainian Railways, Ukrzaliznytsia, said one train was badly damaged, forcing operational changes, though staff had reached shelters in time and no injuries were reported. Emergency crews worked through the night to pull survivors from rubble at some 20 affected sites across Kyiv. A major road in the city centre was left strewn with shattered glass from blown-out windows. The strike underscores a sharp escalation in Russia's aerial campaign. On July 29th, Moscow carried out its deadliest assault on Kyiv this year, killing 31 civilians in a combined drone and missile strike. Officials say the pace and intensity of attacks have only increased since the start of 2025. The timing of the latest barrage was striking. It marked the first major combined Russian assault on Kyiv since US President Donald Trump met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska earlier this month to discuss ways of ending the war. The talks have so far produced no breakthrough, leaving Ukraine caught between relentless bombardment and diplomatic deadlock. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, speaking on Wednesday, accused Moscow of sending very arrogant and negative signals in negotiations. He urged international partners to apply more pressure to force Russia to take real steps toward ending the fighting. Moscow, meanwhile, hardened its stance, declaring that no European Union or NATO nation would be allowed to place troops on Ukrainian soil, rejecting Western proposals for security guarantees to Kyiv. For residents of Kyiv, the attack was another grim reminder of how swiftly Moscow can plunge the capital into chaos. Families scrambled to shelters, rescuers fought flames in apartment blocks, and entire neighborhoods awoke to devastation. The night ended with bodies pulled from rubble, a stark warning from Russia that its campaign is far from over.